All right, welcome to the 1,000-hour challenge and the most reality-based poker vlog you will ever see. So let's jump right into it. My hair is a mess. It's probably about 10:30, almost 11. We're here at Orange Park Poker Room. This is where we'll be playing a lot of it. Unfortunately, they do not allow filming at the tables last I was here. If you followed my story, you're probably wondering where the top hat is. We're taking a break from the top hat. I want to bring y'all this. This is 1,000 hours playing low stakes. That means 1-2, 1-3. We're going to see real results. This is going to be reality based. I'm going to take you session to session. This will be the first session. Like I said, I can't show hands at the table, but I will be giving updates all the way through. And then at the end, we'll go over some hand reviews, some thoughts, and take y'all on the journey. Like I said, this ain't going to be like a lot of vlogs. It's going to be reality based. I'm not just going to show wins. I'm going to show every session, lose, wins, the emotions, the swings, everything. So everybody out there that's always wondered, could I win playing low stakes? This is probably going to be the vlog for you. All right, so things I do want to say, I have played a lot of poker. If you remember, you see me on live streams here at Best Bet. Well, over in Jacksonville. This is the one in Orange Park. But I do play quite a bit of poker. Now, I will say this. I haven't really played much poker in the last 6-7 months. Took a break from it, needed to reset. This is a complete reset. And this is me showing the reality of it to prove to myself what I can do in 1,000 hours and to show y'all what the possibilities are. Like I said, I'm no GTO wizard, but I'll go some more. Starting off, gotta shake off the rust. I'm a little nervous, to be honest with y'all. It's been a while since I've been in here playing, so without further ado, let's jump in here. All right, so we're on the list, and here is 2-2. I forgot it's 2-2 here in Orange Park. And the 2-2, the cap is 300, so we're definitely buying in for the cap 300. See how many small stacks there are. I think the minimum is 40, so we'll see how it goes. But names on the list. Hopefully we'll get a table seat soon and get this started.
On the side, right up and down.
$4. It is $4. I go my two.
All right, I thought it was gonna be a boring session the way it started out, but let's hop right into it. As you see in the background, let me show y'all real quick, knock my phone over. That right there is the old dog track. They don't run dogs here in Florida no more. But sitting outside trying to get some fresh air. I might need it after this session. So starting off for the first pretty much 2 hours, and might as well say 3 hours, 2:55. It was just a boring session, card dead. The only hands I really had that was playable within that little bit was ace, queen, heart, heart, and I raise, whiff, have to fold that. Pocket fives, call a raise, whiff, fold that. Ace, four, diamond, diamond, call a raise, whiff that, got to fold. And then the best hand that I had was 6-7 of spades. I call a small raise, flop open-ended, call a small bet. The turn comes another spade, give me a spade draw and open-ended. So we're definitely going to continue there. But it ends up going check, check, so I get to see a free river and it bricks out and I lose to top pair there. So by that point and being card dead, I was right down about 100. I was in for the thing at the beginning for 300. I think I told y'all that in one of the other clips. And then this hand comes up. I have king, jack, club, club. I call small raise. And the flop comes king, jack, all spades. It checks around. There's 4 people in the hand, so there definitely could be draws out there. The turn is a 5, and I was actually, when I checked the king, jack hand, I was actually going to go ahead and raise that hand because the pre-flop raiser was more of an aggressive player. So I was going to try to just go ahead and end the hand right there, maybe catch him. If he flopped a flush, he flopped a flush, but it didn't work out that way. I check, it checks around. The turn is the 5 of diamonds, and at this point he goes ahead and leads out. He could have a 5 here. Like I said, he's a wild player, but now I'm going into call mode. I check, he bets, I call, and then the river is the 8 of diamonds. At this point I want to go for value. I don't want it to check back to me, so I go ahead and make a bet of 25, and he does a crying call and we win there, and now we're almost back up to 300. Around the 2-hour mark, I was back down to about 260, or sorry, not the 2 hour, yeah, the 2-hour mark, 266. And then the big hand of the day comes, and this is a wild one. And when I started this episode, I was like, I'm gonna come over here, put in some hours towards the 1,000-hour challenge, and it'll probably be boring because that's how most sessions are. Little did I know that it was gonna strike again. and we'll go ahead and go into the hand. I got a clip of the hand. Like I said, they don't really let me film out here, but I had to get filming of this just to bring it to y'all. So I got pocket kings. I've been pretty card dead. Young man to the right of me opens up to 7. I 3-bet up to 25. Get a flat caller across the table in middle position, and then the young man calls. So we're going 3 ways to a flop, and the flop is amazing, y'all. Amazing flop. King 7-7. King 7-7. Like, pinch me. Like, straight up pinch me. Is this really happening right now? I done did everything right. We're at the 3-hour mark now, and I've played patient. You know, I got a little bluff through to get back around the 300 mark. The guy across the table is super deep with me. The young man, he's not as deep. He's about 110 effective, but that's all right because we just flopped it. So it checks around to me. I'm gonna go ahead and bet to 25 here. Just trying to keep everybody in, make it look like a continuation bet was my idea here. I didn't want to go too big. Actually, I went 20. Sorry, I went 20 here, and down bet it really big, just trying to keep them along because I pretty much have the board locked up. And the one guy goes deep in the tank across the table. He's thinking pretty hard, and he calls, and then the young man calls. So things are looking great right now. I'm trying to put them on what there is. Now with the king 7-7, there is 2 diamonds. So at this point, I'm trying to figure out what of them has. Now I got all the kings. I'm hoping one of them has a 7. That's kind of my hope here. I'm hoping maybe the guy across the table has something like 8-7 suited or 6-7 suited is what I'm thinking. So the turn is a brick. I don't remember, you have to look in there because at this point, you know, none of that matters. The turn's pretty much a brick. And I go ahead, it checks around to me again, and I think about what I'm gonna do here. I think about checking it back because the guy across the table, I feel like he's trying to figure out what I have, and maybe either he has a big hand, like I saw a 7, but I'm trying to give him a little bit of rope to go ahead and take the initiative. But when it checks around to me, I end up going to say, man, let's go ahead and get this set up for a pot size or a pot size river jam is what I'm going for here. So I bet out 50, and he goes deep in the tank across the table and he folds. But the young man goes ahead and goes all in. It's not much more. So with him going all in, I'm like, well, maybe I have 7-6 suited, but there is a thing in the back of my mind because this has happened to me before. And let's go to the film as I go ahead and talk about it. He turns over pocket 7s. Yes, he turns over pocket 7s. And now let's go into a little backstory. The river comes, I don't improve to quad kings. I end up losing a pot. I'll talk a little bit about this a little bit later, but let's have a little backstory. I told y'all I took a break from poker. The last time I was in this room, I had the same thing happen. And I'm gonna put a clip up here because I still have the clip of it, where I have top boat and this guy ends up hitting quads on the river. So this is top boat to quads twice in about 5 hours of play because that was the last hand of the day that day for me, and that was the last time I was here. So inside this building, the House of Horrors, I'm gonna go ahead and name it right now. Orange Park is the House of Horrors for me. I lose again, top boat to quads. This time it's flopped against me. Young man, great young man. If you end up seeing this, shout out to you. The old me would have went ballistic. And not ballistic at the table, but ballistic inside. And I would have pretty much went on mega tilt. Did it phase me? Yeah, it hurt. It hurt. But it was almost shock, to be honest with y'all, because of what's happened. In this card room, probably in the last 60 hours, I've lost top boat quads 3 times now. If it was online, everybody would be saying it's rigged. That's what makes me so irritated when everybody comes crying to me about playing online and they're like, it's not real, it's not real. Y'all have no idea how brutal poker can be. The deck does not care about your feelings. So we end up losing there, but I could have lost the whole stack if he was the guy across the table had it, because there was no way I could get away from that hand. There's no way I'm going to fold top boat, ever. If you got quads, you got quads. So after that, I have about 200, a little less than 200, it's like 180, I think, after the hand, maybe 170. So I add on another 100, so now we're into the game for 400, keep that in mind. So, I mean, what can we do? I mean, you just bounce back, you laugh it off, you try to show it at the table, and you don't be a poor sport. Tell them good hand is part of poker. There's no reason to have meltdowns and all that. that just brings down the whole vibe of everything going on. So a little bit of what I believe how you should be at the poker table. You're gonna take bad beats. So after that, it wasn't long. I looked down at pocket aces, about 2 orbits left or later. I raised it up to 15 with pocket aces. I get 2 callers. The flop comes king, jack, and king, jack 5 with 2 spades. I'm gonna go ahead and lead here. I go bet out 25. The guy to the left of me calls, and the guy across the table makes it 125. This is a tough decision right here. The guy across the table, I'd seen him do it with some draws before, but never to this sizing. When he goes to this sizing, I'm putting the guy to the left of me on a draw, and I'm putting him on some type of made hand. At this point, my fears, I just took that bad beat, so my fears are definitely there. But this really screams set or 2 pair or a big time draw. And even against a big time draw, I'm not a big favorite, and I got to worry about the guy behind me. So I ended up making kind of a nitty fold right here with aces. It's a tough spot. I'm risking my whole stack pretty much, because at that point when I add it on, if I'm gonna call the 100, unless it's just a spade, but then I just lost 100. So, at this point, I think I either got to go with it. Calling's just a terrible option, I think. I don't think calling's a good option. So it's either rip it with the aces and take my chances that I'm not getting coolered again, and I'm going up against the draws exactly, and then I got to worry about the guy behind me. So I'm making nitty or fold. Turns out the guy to the left of me actually had a monster hand. He had ace queen of spades, so he's got looking for the 10 for a straight, and then he's got flush draw. And surprisingly, the guy across the table, even though he picked a big sizing, which now it makes a little bit more sense when I think about it, he had 5 deuce of spades. Needless to say, the spade does come, and the guy with ace queen ends up scooping a huge pot there. Like I said, I could argue that maybe I should call there. Maybe that's a little too nitty, but it's a tough spot. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments there. I know a lot of people, they fall in love with aces. I've lost so much with pocket pairs. With that much action there, I'm not sure it's worth it, especially at a lower stakes game where, for the most part, people ain't making moves like that. If the guy that did that move, helicopter coming over, but if the guy that did that move watches this, which I doubt, but if he does, that was an excellent play, especially with such a big sizing. I don't know. When you did it earlier, you always did a small sizing, like you was trying to price to get to see the next card, almost freezing the opponent. So I like the way you did that. You got me off the hand, but I would have lost. So good fold by me, I guess, being results oriented. So I get aces a little bit after that. So I lose 40 there with aces. Not bad, but we're chipping down here. I get aces again, raised to 15, get 2 callers. They're both super short. After they call, they only got like $40 in there. Terrible flop. The flop was 4, 6, 8. There's all kinds of trash they could be playing. So I go ahead and just pretty much make a pot size bet, put them all in, both fold. So I get pretty much 30 of it back that I had lost from the previous one. And that was only 2 orbits after I had the aces. And then after that, I go card dead again. I tried to pull a bluff when I flopped. I was in there with ace 3 of clubs, and I got the gutter and the club draw, and I brick out everything. I bet the turn to try to represent a hand. I followed through on the river, but he had top pair and he wasn't coming off of it. These people don't come off top pair here in the orange part of Florida. That's just not happening. I don't care what they think you are, who you think they are, who you think you are. They just ain't doing it. So, like I said, it was a rough day. I'll share the last hand. So I bleed it down again, back under 200 now, and I'm right around the 150, 160 mark, and I look down at ace jack offsuit. It's one of the, at this point, this is super premium the way the cards are running for me. Open up to 15, the guy to the left of me goes all in for 23, and then one guy crawls across the table. The flop comes king 9-8, 2 diamonds. I ain't got no diamonds in my hand. All I got is ace jack. He checks. I go ahead and check. Turn 5, river 5. It goes check, check all the way. No reason to really try to stab at an empty side pot. All I'm going to do is get called by a hand. I'm going to lose 2 there. I turn over ace high. It's good against the one guy that flat called, and the guy to my left that went all in, 5-4 hearts. So that right there tells you exactly how my day went. I could not win, y'all. It's part of poker. like I said, I'll put the final stats up here. I played 4 hours and 50 minutes. I was gonna play a little longer, but I mean, I got to ease back into this, strengthen up my mental game, and just get back to being used to the card table and making the right decisions. Overall, I didn't play perfect, but I didn't play bad. Ace's hand's interesting. The big cooler with the kings, that's really the story of the day. If I win that hand, say he has 7-6 or 8-7, you know, I scoop a big pot there, but that's just poker. First episode of 1,000-hour challenge, and I get to show y'all top boat losing the quads. I mean, as viewers, I don't know what more y'all want to see. But like I said, I lose 280 on the day. We'll get back at it. There'll be another episode coming real soon. I'm gonna try to pump these out. I want to get these 1,000 hours knocked out. It's a super big goal of mine. I know that the swings are gonna be rough, but hey, that's what I signed up for. So I'll see y'all next time. Please like, subscribe, comment, stick with me, and let's see how many more bad beats I can take before I snap.